Hello everyone and welcome back to another Star Wars figure review. As promised in my last video, we're going to take a look at another Luke Skywalker figure from the vintage collection today. This time around it's a figure from Wave 3, and like with the Dagobah landing Luke Skywalker that I just reviewed, this is one of the remaining figures that I had left to pick up from this wave. And as I said, it's another Luke Skywalker figure, and it's this one this time around. This is the Jedi Knight outfit Luke Skywalker figure. Quite a bit of trivia behind this figure's release. I'll get onto that in just a moment. First up there, as always, we are going to take a look at the packaging that Luke comes in. Once again, it's your typical vintage collection card back with the large image on the back, the Return of the Jedi logo at the front, and obviously the figure bubble at this side. As you can see, the name tag depicts this figure as Jedi Knight outfit Luke Skywalker, and the image on the card back is that of Luke during his confrontation with Jabba at the beginning of the movie. Now, the figure that is actually included in the pack is actually another scene specific Luke Skywalker figure, and this one is based on Luke just after his capture at the hands of the Imperials on Endor. So later on in the vintage collection, in Wave 5, this figure was re-released with a revised card back and a revised name tag, and the card back on the image on the card back was changed to feature Luke during his conversation with Darth Vader on the landing platform on Endor, and the name tag was changed to Luke Skywalker Endor Capture. So there are two variants of card back to this figure. Personally, I wasn't bothered which one I was picking up, because at the end of the day, once I've done with this review, the card back is going to go in the bin. But you know, if you're a carded collector, it's still nice to have a couple of variants, I suppose. So that's the front of the packaging. On the back, you've got a still image of the initial release of Jedi Knight Luke from the original vintage lineup. You've also got the vintage collection description there, and the rest of Wave 3 pictured along the bottom. Once again, the only figure that I've got left to pick up from this wave is Wicket, who I have on the way, and I'll be reviewing him very soon as well. And that just about covers everything on the packaging. So onto the figure itself. Like with the Dagobah landing Luke Skywalker figure that I previously reviewed, this is definitely one of the best versions of Luke that Hasbro have ever released. Personally, Hasbro have never seemed to sort of nail Luke on the head in terms of likeness and proportions and sculpt. Previous Jedi Knight Lukes have always had sort of knobbly knees, and you know, the joints have stuck out like sore thumbs, and they just didn't look all that great. But this Jedi Knight Luke absolutely hits the nail on the head, as I said, and is a great figure. The facial sculpt is superb. He's packed with articulation, and the proportions are just right. So we'll cover accessories first. The first one, obviously, that he comes with is his signature lightsaber, obviously based on the type of saber he has in Return of the Jedi, with a hilt very similar to Obi-Wan Kenobi's. Speaking of hilts, on his belt, he does indeed come with an unlit lightsaber hilt, which just dangles in place like that, and is very similar to the one included with the drinks tray R2-D2. And the final accessory that he comes with is a very nice one, and it's these accessories. These are obviously the prisoner binders that the Imperials put Luke in, as I said, when he surrenders to the Imperials on Endor. They fit really nicely around the wrists of Luke. I'll just remove the saber from his hands to give you a look at that. Very nice accessory, and definitely adds something a little bit different to your displays. You can have him in conversation with Darth Vader if you want. They look really cool on the arms. Once again, fantastic facial sculpt, definitely one of the best. And in terms of articulation, if you think back to the Clone Wars ARF Troopers, then that's basically the articulation that you get with this guy. He has a ball-jointed neck, ball-hinged shoulders and elbows, ball-hinged wrists, as I said, very similar to the Clone Wars ARF Trooper, swivel waist, swivel hips, actually no, tell a lie, ball-hinged hips, ball-hinged knees and ball-hinged ankles. So he's super articulated. And what I really like about the fact that he has ball-jointed hips is the fact that they don't stand out too much, and they look really nice and natural. You know, the hip joints don't stand out, and they don't make the figure look a little bit stupid. So very nice overall. And as I said, an absolutely flawless figure. The only thing personally that I think would have made this figure even better is the accessory that was included with the Legacy Collection Jedi Knight Luke, and that is the sort of the, not the chest plate, but his shirt where it sort of comes undone and you've got that grey triangle on the chest. You could actually swap out the chest front on the Legacy Collection Luke, so maybe we'll see a variant of this figure later on down the line. But for now, this figure is, as I said, definitely the best and most superior version of Luke in his Jedi Knight digs. And I definitely recommend picking this one up. Unlike the Dagobah landing Luke, it's not like he's similar to any other figure. He's fairly unique and looks absolutely awesome. So there he is. That is Jedi Knight outfit Luke Skywalker from wave 3 of the Vintage Collection. As I said, 2 card back variations to hunt down with this one. Unfortunately, I only have the one to show you, but you get the idea. So there we go. That's Jedi Knight Luke from the Vintage Collection, Wave 3. Once again, I want to thank you for joining me with this review, and we will be back with some Clone Wars figures next, so stay tuned for those. Until next time, guys, keep collecting, and may the Force be with you.